Hi everyone, welcome to The Wired Show. I'm Diana.
I'm Samara.
And this is our second week of Wired. Crazy that we actually did our first show and that our first show actually was on air. Did you listen to it?
Yes. I listened to like a little bit.
I listened to the whole thing. Like my whole family literally was like, turn the volume up on it, I want to hear it. So literally I was out in the living room and both my parents were listening to it.
You know, the thing is, with hearing my voice, that's always something that's weird for me.
Same.
Is it weird for you?
Yeah, I can't stand the sound of my voice. For some reason, like I either sound more high pitched than I usually do, or I just sound like I'm 12 still, and I literally sound annoying. I don't know how people listen to me, honestly.
I didn't know my voice was like that. Like my voice is a lot higher than I expected.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So, you want to get into the topics?
Sure.
Today?
Yeah. If you have any topics, we can talk about them.
So I pulled up the trending searches on Google, and so far the number one for Tuesday, October 13th, was the new iPhone 12.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
So, I know you don't have an iPhone.
Yeah.
And I don't have an iPhone. So, have you always had an Android or something?
I've always had an Android. I've always had a LG phone brand. Like I switched phones like 3 or 4 years ago. I used to have a really old phone and then I got a new phone. But I've had this phone for like 3 or 4 years, but I've never used Apple except for my MacBook. That's the only Apple product I have, but otherwise I don't really know what the whole thing is with it. Like, they release a new iPhone, like, I feel like every 2 months.
Yeah, for me, I've never had I've had a phone since I was 11, on and off.
Really?
So, they have always been Android or Samsung.
I didn't get mine until I was in 7th grade. What? You got yours when you were 11?
Yeah, because when I was 11, I went into middle school. Like 5th grade in my school district was middle school. So my mom gave me a phone because I was going into middle school at the time.
I didn't get mine till 7th grade. Whole 6th grade year, I didn't have a phone. I didn't get my phone till I think it was 7th grade.
If it makes you feel better, it was like on and off. Like I had a phone at 11, I dropped it in the sink full of water, and I didn't get a phone until like really 13. So you can't. So it's like kind of the same.
Yeah, I remember I would like go to guard competitions in middle school, and I would just bring my whole entire giant tablet that I had at the time because I didn't have my phone, and like everyone else had a phone, and I didn't.
To be honest, Diana, I did not really have much of a phone because after I kind of messed up my phone, I was 11. I didn't get one till like 7th grade fully. Yeah. So I kind of had an iPod Touch. You remember the iPod Touch?
Yeah.
I got that for Christmas when I was younger, and I would use that all the time. So that was mostly how I used things. I used that as a phone for a while.
Really?
But like, have you ever like in middle school felt like you had to be cool if you had some type of Apple product?
Oh my god, even today, like in school when they like tell you to put your phones in like the pockets, I see like everybody has an iPhone and I'm just like kind of somewhat embarrassed because I don't have an iPhone. And people are like, "Oh, what kind of phone is that?" Like I don't really like displaying my phone out there.
Yeah, and like the thing is with me, I have a Samsung, so you know people like talk trash about that. Like
Yeah.
Samsung, oh, did your phone explode? Stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even mad anymore because here's the thing. Like, people talk a lot of stuff about Samsungs and how the camera quality is terrible and all of that.
Yeah.
I'm a photography major, and I got into college using my old 3-year-old Samsung as a camera. So, I mean, if that doesn't say anything, that just proves to show that it doesn't matter.
Yeah, some of my old videos on my YouTube channel are filmed from my phone. And
yeah.
I mean, they're still HD quality, but like it's just because you don't have an Apple brand. It's just like,
yeah.
Oh, and then when all like,
oh
yeah, you can go.
It's just also too expensive. I mean, you know, it's even expensive to get a MacBook.
Yeah,
that's probably the most practical Apple product.
I begged my dad to get me a MacBook for the longest time because I used to have a really like a Dell computer, and then that broke, and then I didn't have a computer for a while, and the computer that I had was super big and it was huge, and I didn't want to bring it into school because everybody had their cute little MacBooks that they would use, and then finally my dad bought me and my sister used MacBooks, so I've had my used MacBook probably, I say about a year now.
Yeah, and those Dell laptops, it's like Dell laptops are the heaviest, bulkiest laptops.
I know.
They are obnoxiously big, and you can't carry them in a backpack. It's just, it's like you're gonna cause attention to yourself.
Yeah, and then the whole time I had my Mac, I only brought my Mac in once to school. But I know some people, they just leave it in their bag, and whenever they need assignments, they just whip it out. But I only brought it to school with me once ever.
And to be honest, that's probably for the best because, you know, sometimes people will steal MacBooks.
I mean, yeah, I was just like, do I really want to leave my computer in here that could get broken if I throw more stuff in my bag, or somebody else use it if they need help with the assignment, then break it? But just like every class, they're just like, oh, you know, if you have your own computer, your own device, you can, you know, get it. All like the rich kids are like pulling out their MacBook with all their like stickers everywhere on their laptop screen, and they got like customized backgrounds.
And that's the thing with MacBooks. They're really cute, but I don't like MacBooks because they're not a touchscreen. Because every laptop I've had, and I've only had 2 in my life, I just got a new one for college because I do photography and I need to do Photoshop on them. But like, I need a touchscreen, and most MacBooks aren't touchscreen.
Yeah,
and I just can't do that.
And like, since it's like a MacBook, I have all of like the like iPhone and like Apple products, so I have like FaceTime on it, and like I don't even use FaceTime ever. Because, like, who would call from their computer? And I have, like, all of the Apple stuff. And I'm just like, I don't use any of this. Like, I have Siri on here and I talk to her, but, like, that's about it. I don't use anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I have a Samsung laptop. It's a Samsung Chromebook. It's a touchscreen. It's pretty cool. It's flat. It's not heavy. It looks, from far away, you could say it looks like a MacBook, but it's a little bit more efficient for me because I just like to touch the screen. I don't know why. I just do. And when I can't, it annoys me.
Yeah, I think there was I don't know if you heard this rumor, but there was a rumor that, like, by 2021, each kid's going to have their own MacBook at our old school district.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, oh, thanks.
The school, that would be a great thing.
Like, they're going to get their own little Chromebook. Like, a Chromebook out of everything. And people say that Chromebooks don't work. The ones in school.
They do work.
They do work,
well, here's the thing. They do work, but I will say this. Because I had to get a new computer this year because I can't download certain things on this computer.
Yeah.
I think it is best to not get a Chromebook for school. But this is public school. It's not college. Like, yeah, I think for the elementary school to seniors, they need a laptop. I'll give it that. They can have a Chromebook. They're cheaper, I think, anyway.
But it's like, what if you already have a computer? Then you just say no, or do you just get a free Chromebook for free?
Yeah, and I think you keep it.
Yeah, you keep it with you at home. Like, you keep it, like, with you in school or at home. But I'm just like...
Do you give it back after you graduate?
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know what it is. Like, you just have it for the year. It's like a school book that you get, and then you read it, and then when you're done with it, like, you give it back at the end of the year. But, like, they're laptops. Do we trust, like, high school students with Chromebook laptops here?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's great. Because, like, you know, some kids, they don't have laptops. And that's why you see some of those kids, you know, at PW, they'll be the kids using the Surfaces.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have it with them at school. And it's just like you. Like, you don't feel comfortable bringing your laptop to school. So it's kind of cool to have just a school laptop. And you don't have to worry about all the kids bringing their Macs and feeling insecure about that. Because everyone has the same thing.
Yeah, and so it's like if they're Mac, they'll be doing like an assignment work, and then they'll literally be texting their friend on their laptop or playing games, and I'm like, okay.
I'm just like, okay, you're trying to flex right now. You see me in the back. You're trying to flex.
I know, like when I brought my laptop, I like pulled it out, and I just felt like a proud moment of like, yes, I'm with them now.
Yeah, I felt good about bringing my laptop to school because when you use your personal laptop, I just feel comfortable. You don't have to put it back.
Yeah, you don't have to spend forever logging into, like, with your school ID and everything like that.
PW laptops.
And they take forever to log in, and then there's too many users on the laptop, and then you can't use it.
Yeah. Diana, have you ever had those moments back in high school where you would get up, go to school early, so you can go to the library and print something? Try to get on the school laptops or the computers, and it would take literally 30 minutes to log in.
No, I never done that. I always had my stuff printed out before, so I didn't have to have that problem, because I was like, if I go into school and I do that, I'm not going to have enough time. Those laptops take forever to do.
Even so you're smarter than me, because I did not do that.
Or it's like, if you take a test or something, they don't allow you to use your own laptops. They tell you have to use the school laptops.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
unless
like,
you have a cool teacher.
So it's, I mean, well, because some programs are on the computers that aren't on your actual computer, but it's like, what's the point of bringing your computer if you have to take a test and have to put away your computer and use a whole different computer?
That, and also you save a lot of charging for your own laptop.
Yeah.
Like my laptop battery lasts all day, but for some people, it drains out. So it's like, it's for the best. You don't have to waste time trying to find a charging thing in the classroom.
Oh, yeah.
You know how, like, you will see those kids with MacBooks charging, like, sitting on the floor in the back of the classroom trying to charge their MacBook. I'm just like, oh my god.
Or like the people that charge their phone in class, they're like, oh yeah, my phone's dead. Like, they're like, why isn't your phone in the pocket? Oh, it's charging. It's literally like 5 kids. Oh, my phone's charging. Oh, my phone's charging. They just do that, I feel like, just to have an excuse that their phone's not in the pocket. So then when they're like checking on, they're like, oh, I can do this on my phone now.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I say that is the best thing about not having an iPhone is the battery. Because, like, I know, like, every time you would come into guard, your phone would be dead, but, like, let's face it.
That's because I'm always on my phone.
Are terrible. Yeah, but, like, most iPhone batteries, you cannot use your phone all day, and it'll still be dead by the time you're out of school.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But, like, what do you think? Would you, ever get an iPhone? For any reason?
I don't know. My dad's like, oh, you and your sister have enough money to, you know, like, combine and, like, get your own iPhone, and I'm pretty sure I have enough money myself to get my own iPhone, but it's like, I would have to switch phones, everything would have to be transferred, and then I just have a phone that I can still use, but, like, it would just be useless. Like, I would only get it if my phone is, like, broken or, like, completely dead or super old and doesn't work anymore, but, like, why would I get an iPhone when I already have a other working phone that works completely fine? Like, my dad has 2 phones. Yeah. He has a work phone, which I think is his iPhone, and then he has another phone. I think it's an iPhone. I don't know, but, like, I would only get it if my phone is just, like, completely fried or is broken or doesn't work. Because then it would be like, okay, why am I wasting my money on this when I already have a phone already. And then you have to re-download all of your apps that you already have. You have to move all of your pictures over from one phone to another. All of your contact information you have to move over to. You have to do all of that. It's just a process I don't want to do because I'm too lazy to do that.
Yeah, it's too much work. And also, there's the iPhone Pro, iPhone 12 Pro, and then the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And it's just like...
What's the difference?
At this point, it's ridiculous.
What's the difference?
I guess... Let me click on the article.
What's the difference? Does one have like better quality than the other?
I'm guessing one is probably bigger. Yeah, the iPhone Max is the bigger.
Okay, I don't get the iPhones that have like 4 different cameras or like 3 different cameras. What's?
I know. I'm looking.
What's the purpose of that? Now. You look at the photos of it and they literally have 3 little cameras and like a I'm like, what's the purpose of that? Is it for like wider shots? But like, what's the point of it? We're probably gonna sound so stupid because probably people are like, oh, they don't have iPhones, they don't know what they're talking about. But like, I don't get what the point of it is, honestly.
I mean, I would say from like a photography standpoint, it's like the 3 cameras do different things. Like one maybe like a regular lens, one maybe like a micro lens.
What?
One maybe a wide lens. But it's like...
You can just zoom in on your camera. You can just zoom in and zoom out.
Personally, for me, I'm just like, the average person who doesn't really care about photography, like, they don't need that. You don't need a phone with 3 cameras.
Yeah.
I would say.
Okay, you can keep talking to them. I have to grab my
actual cameras for.
I have to grab my phone charger so you can keep talking to them because I didn't prepare and get my phone charger and it's gonna die. So you can talk to them about whatever.
Okay, so iPhone 12 Pro has Pacific Blue, Gold, Silver, and Graphite as their colors. It has 5G. It's supposed to be 50% faster.
What? 50% faster?
Yeah, it's supposed to be up to 50% faster in CPU and GPU than any other smartphone chip.
Is it
Don't
5G?
Know what that is? Yeah, it's 5G.
Okay, what even is that?
I don't know. I'm gonna type that in.
I never understood what that is. Like, I see commercials for it. It's like 5G. I'm like, what even is, like, because my phone's 4G, but I'm like, what even is G and what's the difference between them?
So
we probably sound dumb, but I'm educated on this.
5G is a term used to describe the next generation of mobile networks beyond LTE mobile networks.
What?
5G network speed should have a peak data rate of 20 GBs for the downlink of... this is a lot of geek stuff.
You're giving me info and words that I don't know or are very uneducated on. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't work in the Genius Bar, but basically it's just...
Better connection?
It's just the next generation of iPhones or regular phones. Like 4G is kind of the older generation. It's what we have now, but 5G is like the future. It's supposed to be the future of phones.
What? Okay, I don't get what people do when like the new iPhone comes out. Do they just get the new iPhone and then they just get rid of their iPhone? What do they do?
Some people just like use iPhones like it's like a collector's item. Like they'll get it, use it for a year until the next one comes out, and then they'll get the next one. It's like if you have the money for it, you just keep getting it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you can like transfer stuff over. I've seen videos where people just transfer their whole entire SD card to their new phone, but I'm just like, ugh.
It's a waste, to be honest.
It's like
also
a reason why I don't want to get iPhone, because it's like I'll have this phone and then like in the next year or the next month they'll have a new phone and then I'll want to get that.
Yeah.
Like, I think the lowest people have are like iPhone 6s still or iPhone 7s.
Yeah, people still have that because that came out 5 years ago, and most phone like stop working after maybe 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Most people keep their phones after 2 or 3 years. So it's kind of ridiculous of them to keep putting out more and more phones like that.
I'm surprised my phone still works.
Whatever.
I've had this phone since I think like 2016 or 2017, and I don't know how it still works. Like, I've broken it multiple times. It's gotten broken multiple times. Recently, like, I had color lines across the whole entire screen. So I went to the mall to get it fixed. And it was, I don't even know what to say about it. It was just...
I've seen you drop it on bleachers and stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, weren't you the one who had to go underneath the bleachers to go get your phone?
Yes, my phone fell underneath the bleachers.
And
I don't know how. We were sitting all the way up.
On the top. Yeah.
Actually, I think it was during,
I don't know
like,
what year that was.
I think it was halftime. I was talking to, like, some of my friends who showed up, and...
Yeah.
Because it wasn't near the marching band area, because I remember it fell through, and I was freaking out, because I'm like, we've, like, a minute, and we have to get back to the stands. My phone's all the way at the bottom. Like, I don't remember how I don't know. I don't remember who got it, or how they got it, but I'm surprised it didn't crack. That was, like, my biggest fear. I think it was in a bag.
Since it's 4:21, I think we should get to the next topic.
Okay.
Which, on trending, number 8 on trending for Google is Crocs.
I don't get why it's such a trend.
Me neither.
I'm sorry to people that wear Crocs, but just, like, it's not a thing for me. I used to have them when I was, like, 5. 6 maybe, but like
I used to wear them when I was 8, and I only wore them to summer camp. That's it.
Yeah, there's people on YouTube that get like matched Crocs, and I'm like, why do you do that? They have like one blue one like red, yellow one.
And it says that Justin Bieber has like, I guess, a collaboration with Crocs because they sell out in minutes.
He, like, I don't even know what it was. Like, he posted something about it, and then, like, he had, like, a story. It was like, is it a crock or is it a cake? And then it ended up being a cake, but, he has his own Crocs or something, I guess.
Yeah.
Not really invested in it. Love Bieber, but, like, not really invested in your Crocs.
Yeah, and also, I mean, to be honest, who really is into Crocs? I'm not shaming those who like Crocs, but, like, I mean, it's Crocs. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god, we didn't even talk about the thing that's, like, trending now. It's, like, Amazon Prime Day.
Okay, I'm not very familiar Amazon Prime Day.
I'm not either, but it's just literally, it's, like, just like Cyber Monday.
Okay. Cool.
And it got me thinking, like, what are they going to do for Black Friday with the whole coronavirus? How is that going to happen?
Considering how people already are insane when they go to stores now, just to get groceries, I don't know. Like, the malls are already open. Like, King of Prussia Mall is already open, right? It's been open
I think so,
summer.
But, like, Black Friday sales, I don't know how. It's just, there's going to be no control over people social distancing or just in general. And, like, some stores might be closed. I don't get how they're going to have that happen. They might have it, like, online thingy, but that's Cyber Monday. So I'm just thinking in my head, what are they going to do for that?
Personally, for me, I don't go out on Black Friday because, I mean, even pre-corona, I do not like Black Friday. I don't like crowds, and I don't want to be trampled trying to go into a store just to get something for Christmas. So, definitely not going out this year.
Yeah, my aunt does it every year, and I think one year I always go up to my grandmom's place on my mom's side of the family for Thanksgiving and also Christmas as well because we can't really come up during December. And then it goes one year we had like Thanksgiving dinner, and she dipped like halfway through because Black Friday sales were happening.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and the best. Oh, sorry.
No, that's basically it. That's all I said.
And And the thing is, it's like you kind of have to leave Thanksgiving dinner to go there because the stores really open up at like 9 or something, and they'll go into like 12 o'clock in the morning trying to get stuff.
Oh, people will camp out. I think that, yeah, people will camp out the night before, and they'll just sit there the whole night, and then when the store opens, they're like, okay, we're the first people there. I feel like that's what people do.
Yeah, and also going back to Apple, like, you see people at Apple stores.
Yeah.
Lining up.
Yeah.
Like, it is, like, they're getting ready to vote or something. Like, they are lining up just to trample each other.
Yeah.
So they can get whatever new Apple device they have.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what? I don't even know how Black Friday is going to happen with the whole coronavirus. It's like, oh, everybody's want to get this whole thing in this section, but it's like you have to social distance. Like, there's not going to be any rules whatsoever. Everyone's going to go crazy about it. Like, I don't even know how many stores are going to open or what stores are going to sell or what their protocols or rules are, but no one's going to follow those.
Yeah, because some stores are, like, fully closed. Even if it's in the mall, it's closed due to corona. And then you have some stores that are open, but it's, like, 6 feet distance. So it's, like...
Yeah, they have, like, little arrows of, like, stuff. Like, stand here, stand here, stand here. But if it's a Black Friday sale, nobody's going to follow those rules. The lines are going to be chaotic. If you had 6 feet apart for a whole Black Friday sale, it'd literally be out the whole entire store and down the street. Honestly.
Yeah. And lines were already long, but with the 6 feet, it's going to be, like, outside the mall practically because that 6 feet is going to make much of a difference in lines, and it's going to be crazy.
What are they going to do with,
You're going to see it on the news.
Capacities of people? Like, because, like, you only are allowed to have, like, a certain amount of people in a certain area at the same time. So, like, what are they going to do? They're going to be like, oh, no, you can't go in. I doubt they're going to do that, but they're going to be like, oh, no, you can't go in, you can't come in, this is at the max capacity of people, you have to wait till someone else leaves. It's going to be like a waiting line. Like, they're not going to have that happen. It's just going to be chaotic. I don't know how it's going to happen.
Yeah, and speaking of, like, the holidays may be probably different because, like, people are social distancing. You're not going to see a lot of people.
Oh, my God.
Probably.
Like...
Traveling.
Halloween's coming up. What are kids doing for Halloween with the whole coronavirus? I don't even know. Like, my family was talking about, like, how we're gonna give out candy, if we're even gonna give out candy to kids. Like, how, like, you have to, like, individually bag stuff, or just, like, I don't even know.
They'll probably have a Halloween that's similar to my childhood, where, I didn't go trick-or-treating, and I just sat in my house and watched Disney Channel.
I always went trick-or-treating, but I know my neighborhood has so many kids, and I'm just thinking, how on earth are we going to be able to have Halloween when there's a whole coronavirus?
I feel bad for the kids who grew up doing that, and they can't do it.
Yeah.
But personally, for me, I'm impartial when it comes to Halloween, because maybe this is just, like, my childhood. I didn't go trick-or-treating. And in my neighborhood, there wasn't that many kids, so it's not like I could do that. So I kind of grew up being impartial with Halloween, but I do feel bad for people who, like, love it and they can't do anything.
Yeah, like, even, like, Halloween parades, like, I don't even know. Oh, got me thinking.
Oh, no!
Yeah, like, the whole marching band, just in general, like... None of the going to this school and performing or going to this school and performing. I don't even think they are going to have parades for these kids.
I mean, Diana, let's just be honest here. It's going to be hard to have a Halloween parade because the guard couldn't even social distance when we would do parades.
I know.
That's why I hit you in the thumb.
Oh!
The street is narrow.
Oh, can we tell that story? Let's tell that story.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know how many years ago was this? 2 years ago?
It was like 2 years ago, junior year.
Okay, so we march in, like, crowded streets every like, October, somewhere near Halloween, and we go to elementary schools, and we perform for the kids, and we do a little performance for them, and we march around the streets, and the streets are super crowded. It's terrible. You have people and citizens from, like, everywhere outside. Cars
no
are
one
parked.
Moved their car.
Cars
no one
are parked everywhere.
Us.
So we're like marching in this like narrow, tiny area, and you're next to me, and I don't know what happened, but I think you hit my finger. I don't know how. I don't even know how, but somehow I had a deep cut that ended up being on my thumb, and I don't know how that happens. It's literally tape on a pole.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it slid, but I don't, like, the flag slid down on my finger, but I still can't comprehend how that happened.
Maybe I just had a ragged pole end or something.
Yeah. So I don't remember at first feeling the pain because I was still spinning, and then I like looked down and my whole finger was like bleeding. And I was in so much pain, and I was still spinning, and I was just like, I need my thumb to spin, like I don't know what to do.
Yeah. And I think that it was later that night. I was at my friend's house because we were trick-or-treating, and we were like watching a movie, and I get a text from you. At the time, I didn't know it was you because your name wasn't in my phone.
Yeah.
So it was like all good with your thumb, and I was like,
who? No, because I got home. Okay, so when we went.
No, I said okay.
Yeah. Like, what was it? I asked one of the teachers there at the elementary school we went to. I'm like, do you have Band-Aids? Like, I'm cut myself pretty badly. Because, like, I think it was another year, like, someone had their thumb completely bruised. Their whole hand was bruised because they dropped, like, a rifle on their hand or something.
Oh, yeah.
So, I was like, do you have Band-Aids? And, like, yeah, so they have these tiny little Band-Aids for, like, 5-year-olds on my thumb. And, like, they're like, oh, you have to go dance with the kids. I'm like, I'm literally bleeding everywhere. You want me to go grab the kid's hand?
Yeah.
I'm dripping blood everywhere. And I was in so much pain. Like, I literally didn't even grab, I didn't even hold, like, I didn't use my thumb at all. And then when I got home, I was just waiting for my mom to come home, and I'm like, Mom, something happened, and my mom was, like, freaking out, and she's like, we might have to get stitches, and I was just like, no, I'm not doing stitches, I don't want to do stitches, I'm not doing stitches, like, we had to talk to my grandma, because she's a nurse, she's a retired nurse, and so we emailed her, and we sent her a picture of it, and she's like, yeah, I would go to, the doctors and check it out. So I went to, was it Halloween night?
Yeah.
It was Halloween night.
Yeah.
I went to urgent care. I was in urgent care for an hour just waiting. I don't think it was an hour, but like 40 minutes just waiting. And then I got there and they're like, yeah, you don't need stitches. And they just put like tons of Band-Aids over me. And then they wrapped my thumb in like tons of like bandages. It looked like a mummy. I don't know how. And then I went to my friend's that night, and everything hurt to do with my thumb, because you use your thumb, you use your hand for basically everything. It hurt so much. We were playing board games, and like every time I moved my thumb, it hurt. I didn't even know how I did writing, because I went to school the next day and my thumb was literally like bandaged, and I couldn't write because I'm left-handed, and it was on my left hand, and I was like, I don't even know how to write because this Band-Aid is huge. They wrapped it, and it was blocking my way of basically everything I was doing. And like the first day and the day after, it hurt like complete hell to just use and do anything.
I'm happy that you're okay.
Yeah, that was the one serious injury I've ever had in all like 7 years of guard. That was probably the worst injury I've had. But I was freaking out because my mom's like, we might have to get stitches. And I'm like, no, I am not getting stitches. I am not getting stitches. That is not happening. That's not happening.
Yeah.
But, I didn't have to get them. But I still went to my friend's house that night. I told them I was running late because I was at urgent care. And I showed up and, like, my whole thumb was bandaged. And they're like, what happened? I'm like, it's a long story. But, like,
really
constantly, like, when even years after that, like, we're in a crowded area, spinning and moving. Like, I don't get why people can't move their cars or just in general, like, move out of the way.
Yeah. Because, like, it's not an official parade, so they didn't move anything.
I get that, but it's just, like, if it's something every year.
Is too narrow.
Yeah, and if you know the path that we go down, why don't you be courteous enough and, move your car? People see what our flags look like.
We should have been single file.
Yeah.
We should have been single file. We shouldn't even tried that staggering stuff because it didn't work. Because people's ankles would get hit too. Because I remember one year someone hit me in the ankles, and I'm just like,
oh,
it's not working.
I know. It was awful. And then senior year, we were in the front.
Yeah.
And I was just like, shoot.
We didn't know where we were going.
Yes,
we did not know where we were going.
We did not know where we were going. In my head, I'm freaking out because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm already stressed enough as it is, and I have to be one of the seniors and one of the leaders, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. There was only, how many were 4 of us?
Yeah, no, 3 of us.
3 of us? And I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait, did you do the 4th of July parade? Or was it just me? Okay. I did the 4th of July parade, what was it? Last year. And they had, like, alumni came, and it was awful.
Yeah, because I knew it was going to be bad. Because when you're bringing back people who haven't done guard in, like, years.
They had people with batons! Literal batons. I'm like, what guard equipment is this? Wait.
Hold on, they had batons?
Yeah, they had batons!
They knew how to use batons?
Yeah, they were literally throwing batons, and, like, they would drop it in the street, and they would pick it up while they're marching. I'm like, you're gonna get run over, you're gonna cause a traffic jam if you keep dropping your baton, but they had, like, a whole baton solo thingy.
Let me tell you this, Diana.
They were in the front,
too.
The
one thing I will say is I am mad that we never learned how to use a baton. Because here's the thing. It took us till senior year to finally use a swing flag during marching band. Why did we never learn how to do baton twirling? I would much rather spin a 1-foot baton to get hit in the head with a 6-foot flag.
Yeah, I learned swing flag middle school, and it wasn't until our senior year that I finally picked up a swing flag again. And I was just like, why didn't we use this all the other years? Like, I know how to work this equipment.
Yeah.
Now, like, the thing is, like, after we're done guard, like, do you have any guard equipment? Do you have a flag? Do you, like, I don't even know where to purchase that.
I don't have anything. Because we weren't allowed to really, like, keep them and keep them. You know what I mean?
Some people have flags, but I feel like after we've learned so many skills after so many years, we shouldn't just, like, completely, like, forget about it and, like, not do them.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I want to get a flag, but a flagpole, because I have tons of silk from, what was it? My freshman year, we did, like, a whole entire, like, well, what was it? I don't even know what it was. Oh, it was a photograph, and we had photos of our faces on the flags. So they let us take it home, so I have that silk, but I'm just like, I need a pole.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I get a pole for that? Like,
I think you have to go buy one. And the silk, too.
And the tape.
Yeah.
And the electrical tape. And the weights.
Just get a swing flag.
And the weights.
Get a swing flag first. Because that's probably cheaper.
And the weights for it. I don't even, like, they taught us in marching band how to take apart a flag and how to put a flag back together. And I remember my freshman year, they were teaching me, I'm like, what?
Oh my god, literally the minute I walked into practice, you guys were taping up stuff, like the first time I ever did color guard. And then the first thing I learned how to do in color guard was tape up a flag.
Yes, yeah, I learned that marching band, and I was just like, what? Like, I had no idea how the mechanics worked for that. It's like, the tape was awful. You had to peel off so many layers of tape. Then you had to take, like, all the weights out. You had to take the silk off. And then you had to put the silk on the flag. And then tape the whole thing back up.
Yeah, and, going back to the marching band parade, I feel bad for the current guard.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to have a marching band season. Like, that's just, like, and here's the thing, looking back on it, we didn't have a senior year indoor guard.
I was so excited for Family and Friends Night.
But we did have a lot of memories in marching band our senior year, so I can't be so mad because I actually do like marching band a lot.
Yeah, it's a whole different environment from indoor guard.
It is, and yes, there was drama. Yes, there were moments in time where we'd be like, okay, the band is doing the most right now, or the band would say the guard is doing the most right now, but that's the whole thing.
Band and guard did not mix.
Well, here's the thing. Certain people in the guard did not talk to band people, but I did.
I talked to a couple band people. A couple of my friends were in band, so I talked to them.
You didn't really like a lot of the people in our band anyway.
But, like, a lot of the people, because, like, all of them were, like, underclassmen. Majority of them were underclassmen. There was probably, like, maybe 10 that are upperclassmen, and, like, do I really need to talk to a freshman or so when I'm literally leaving? The season's gonna be over with in, like, 3 months? Not really. Like, I have my people. Like, I've had my squad. Like, sorry, but, like, I've had my people. I have my squad that I've had for, like, 4 years now. Like, I'm good with those people.
Yeah. And also, like, our marching band was not big, and there wasn't that many upperclassmen in our band, so I do get it. Like, it's not like there were that many people to talk to.
Yeah.
Especially if you haven't talked to them in 3 years, it's not going to really happen all of a sudden.
I only talked to, like, 2 or 3 people. Basically, all the people that were in marching band that then moved to guard are the only people I ever talked to.
Yes.
I never talked to anybody. I know some people that are in some of my classes, but, like, hardly ever would I talk to some sophomore or some junior. It was just not, it for me, because, they don't really understand what we're doing. So I kind of just had a bond to the people that have done guard or have been in guard, because they relate to us. They know what's going on. They know the stress to it.
Yeah, and also one thing I will say I do miss. I miss going to. I hate saying this because it's weird. I miss going to the football games, but not for the game. But I miss being in the marching band and being in the stands for some reason.
I know.
Like, especially right now, I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. Like,
they would have
October, this is the time we would have been somewhere. Like, it's Wednesday. This would be the time we would be getting ready to go to marching band practice the next day.
Yeah, what was it, like homecoming week? Was like last week. Like, I saw my Snapchat memories that, like the homecoming dance was like October 12th, and I'm like, oh, those were such good memories. And then I was thinking about, like,
I have photos from that night.
Everything, and I was just like, oh, we would have been doing that, like, right now, and, like, we would have been doing that, and we would have been at a football game and stuff like that. I loved football games, not just because of just, like, the football, because but just, like, being in that environment with, teammates of yours, and, like, I was friends with probably half the guard, to be honest.
No, most of the guard. To be honest, most of the guard.
Most of the guard.
Maybe the exception, like, one.
No, I wasn't friends with, like, 3 or 4 people, but, like, majority of them I was friends with from middle school, so then I instantly clicked with them, and I've been friends with most of the people because I bumped them for years, but just the environment of going to football games and just, being there with your team and dancing with your team and watching the other team perform and then talking with the other team, another guard supporting another guard, it was just great. I miss the environment of it. I miss dancing in the stands and cheering on our team and yelling at our team when we were not doing good.
Yeah, and which was most of the time.
Out of the 4 years that I done it, they only went to championships my freshman year and then my senior year. So.
And to be honest, we talk so much trash in the stands about them. It's not funny. You remember the last game we went to was like in November. It was cold.
Oh my god. That? Yes. We went to a game.
Complaining about it being cold.
Our coach.
It was a 3-hour, 2-hour drive.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Our marching band director was like, we're not performing. It's way too cold. we're just gonna sit in the stands, and, like, they were, like, over-exaggerating. They're like, it's gonna be, like, 20, 30 degrees. You need to layer. I remember I had a long-sleeve shirt, 2 hoodies on, and my marching band jacket, and then I had a pair of leggings, and then I had a pair of sweatpants over top of that, and then I had fluffy socks and boots, and I was still freezing.
Yeah, and same for me, and I was happy we didn't have to wear our costumes, because those costumes, by the time November hit, it was too cold for me.
I never enjoyed that, ever. We would be sitting in the stands in our jacket, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go on to perform, and then practice, and then you have to take off your jacket, and then you just feel the cold breeze on you, and you're like, ooh.
Yeah. And the thing is with the band is, like, at least their uniforms that they recently got look somewhat thicker. Like, they look a little bit
They had long sleeves. We had, like, off the shoulder.
Spandex.
Didn't we have holes in the shoulder of it?
Yeah. Cut-out shoulders.
Cut-out shoulders, or, like, whole, like, most of, like, I don't even know what it was.
It was, like, spandex.
Oh, spandex, so yeah, spandex leggings, fabric type.
Yeah.
I mean, I love our costumes, but, like,
they were cute.
I was freezing every performance.
Yeah. And the thing is, one thing I was really looking forward to is that we could have gone back for marching band. We could have still experienced it by going back for some of the games. We could have gone back.
I know.
We could have gone back for the. You know how we would have at least one competition there.
Yeah.
At the school. I miss that.
I'm so upset about that.
All day.
Because yeah, like 4 of my friends are in the graduating class this year, and I just wanted to see them perform. I wanted to see them and catch up with them. I haven't talked to them in forever since the whole coronavirus.
Yeah, last time I talked to Emily, I swear it was I think it was August, and I don't know if they had band camp, but it was before they were supposed to at least have band camp. And I said, like, if you have games, I'm going to go there. But as of now, like, they barely have a football season, let alone a marching band season.
Yeah, I went to the mall with her, and she was talking that, like, the whole guard season is basically screwed. Like, they don't have anybody because, I'm not going to say who, but, like, a couple people were going to think about quitting and not doing it.
Oh.
And since
so
we were all seniors... What?
Can I at least say, like, a letter so you can give me a hint to who was quitting? Was it, people who were freshmen who wanted to quit last year? People who were freshmen last year wanted to quit?
No. It's, a lot of people...
Say their initials and I'll get it.
It's people in the, rifle line. In the rifle line.
Rifle line, besides Emily, Emma. Oh!
Yeah.
Well, that person wanted to quit guard in the first place anyway.
Yeah, and then,
to be honest.
The people associated with that person also were like, okay, well, they're not doing it, then I'm not going to do it.
I wasn't shocked at all, because they were barely into it to begin with. They would come in late all the time.
I love them. They're my friends. Like, you know, I'm social with them. I've been friends with them for a while. I have no hate towards them. But, like...
I'm not trying to talk trash about them. I'm just saying, like, they were kind of on their way out with it anyway.
Yeah,
and... they kind of weren't in it, you know?
It got me thinking
since
we had 4 seniors, and then there's, like, 3 or 4 juniors, and only, like, 2 of them were doing it, and then you had our 2 new freshmen. That was literally 4 or 5 people.
Oh, wow. And it was already hard recruiting our senior year new people to be in the guard.
Well, I mean, how many did we have on our team? How many people on our team?
So, when we did band camp last year, it was you, me, Emma. We were the seniors. There's Emily. I don't know. I don't think Jenna was there, but she was in guard at the time. I think Angelina was in it. No, Angelina wasn't in it for marching band. So that was like 5 people.
Well, I'm thinking we had 4 seniors, and then I'm trying not to say people's names, but like we had 4 seniors.
Sorry, I said all their names.
That's fine. We had 4 seniors, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, I think maybe 5 or 6 juniors, and then I don't think we had
not that many.
I don't think we had any. I think we had 1 sophomore.
1 sophomore.
And then
I keep forgetting that she was a sophomore.
2. I think it was 2 freshmen.
One thing that I'm scared of is that eventually, if they don't get enough people, because after class of 2021 graduates,
yeah,
they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna have any people in the guard, to be honest.
Yeah, when I did it in the middle school, and our coach did the middle school and the high school, and it was literally the same thing. It was literally competition teams went to competitions. I went to Wildwood with the high school team my 6th grade year to championships, and like after he left, I think it was halfway between my 8th grade year, we got a whole new coach, and it's just been downhill since then. Like, there's not enough people who sign up. They don't even go to, I feel bad for them. They don't even go to competitions or go to perform, or no, they don't go to competitions. They see us perform, but like, they don't go to competitions. They don't learn a whole entire show and choreography, which I find is really weird, because when I did it in middle school, that was literally every single year. It was a show. It was competitions. It was that. And I kind of feel bad for them.
I feel bad for the high school kids, because I feel like, and I don't want to say this, but like, I feel like sadly guard may be phasing out, because not many people are signing up for the color guard when it even comes to marching band. Because they're going to the band, they're not going to the guard. Like,
I know.
There's always people. Like, when it comes to recruitment for marching band, more of the band kids are recruiting more kids in the band than they are in the guard.
Yeah.
And it's hard recruiting people into color guard, because it's like, I just think our recruitment skills in marching band need to get better. One thing I did not like is that they solely relied on us as individuals to do that, and that's just like, we should have made announcements.
Yeah, I had 3 of my friends that wanted to do it, and then they ended up not doing it. But I feel like most of the problem is majority of our team is all from middle school. At least half the team came from the middle school team. Not you, but like 5 or 6 of us. Me and all of like my friends that I'm friends with, and a couple other people, they all came from the middle school. So that we were able to bring those people over, and then our senior year, there was only 1 freshman that came from the guard.
Yeah.
From the middle school.
And also, I also think it's hard, because it's hard to get new people into guard. And I'll say this as someone who was new into guard, because if everyone on the guard is new to guard, it's going to be incredibly hard to do any type of competition, because everyone is on a 0 to 10 level of guard.
Yeah. What was
At least with our guards in the past few years, everyone had either an expert level or a beginner level. But now it's like, after class of 2021 graduates, what will you have next? Like, who is coming up in that?
Yeah, we had buddy systems where it's like, oh, we're going to do, like, drops. We're going to practice drop spins and pull hits. And, everybody had, like, their own little partner or their buddy. And I was just like, I mean, they kind of know it from middle school. But if you don't know it, how do you explain that to them?
Yeah.
Like, the people that had no experience of it whatsoever, like, I mean, props to her. She learned it. She's phenomenal, amazing. Don't know how she did it, but
better than me, my freshman year.
I know, better than, honestly, like, she literally had a solo, and I'm like, what? How?
Yeah, you were mad about that.
I mean,
you were mad about that.
I was kind of mad at that because I've waited 7 years for a solo, and my solo wasn't put in the show yet. But it's no hate towards her. She's amazing. I love her personality. She's such an amazing person. But like,
no shade.
Teaching, I think I taught somebody, and it was like teaching drop spins and pulls. I'm like, they've been doing this since middle school. They know how to do this kind of stuff. And then, like, just even teaching tosses, I remember I went to the middle school to help out, and I was helping people teach tosses, because at the middle school, they don't really learn anything. I'm gonna be honest, no hate, but, like, they just learn basic choreography stepping. They do like tendus and like just a ton of across the floor exercises, and then they learn drop spins and pull hits. That's about it.
Yeah.
And they learn a couple of tosses. Like once like I was able to teach them a couple of tosses. Like I taught them a pull hit toss, I think. Well, yeah, a pull hit toss. And that was basically it. Because it's hard because when you go to the middle school, to the high school, you don't have any tosses. I know for me, when I did it, I already knew how to do a horizontal toss because I already learned that. And I'm pretty sure I knew how to do a pop toss from middle school. I'm pretty sure I knew how to do a horizontal toss. But like learning a pull hit toss in marching band, I was just like it took me like the whole season to finally get to the point where I could actually get it down.
Yeah, and like since it's 4:55, we should probably start closing a little bit.
Yeah, let me just say it's a huge adjustment between middle school and high school, and I feel like if they want to get more people, they need to spread the word around into middle school because that's going to be the future of the teams for the people that are freshmen that are going to be seniors. They're not going to have people. They need people on the team.
I also think we need to do better recruitment in the high school, to be honest, because just going on that whole just ask a friend to join thing is not going to work. It's not going to sustain the team. It really doesn't make sense that other high schools have 100-person plus marching bands, and ours is barely 50 people, guard included, and we're half of a normal-sized marching band.
Yeah.
That's not okay when PW is filled with a bunch of students who I guarantee you, they could be band kids if you train them. Like, we just need better engagement. Like, maybe we should do a showcase one weekend.
Yeah, honestly.
Where the guard and band does a showcase, maybe from a previous show.
Oh, we did that for all the teachers. Remember that?
Yeah.
And just the transition from middle school to high school, they don't know any tosses. I feel like they should be taught more stuff that's going on in high school so they're better prepared for high school. What they do learn in middle school is good, but then once you go to high school, it's a whole different environment.
Yeah.
I feel like they should at least learn a couple of tosses, a little bit more of choreography and stuff like that, because once you go to high school, it's like, okay, we're going to be doing across the floors, and then we're going to practice doing pull tosses, and these kids don't know how to do them.
Yeah. And, it's a shame, and I really do, in some ways, like, I do miss marching band. Like, I just miss, like, I don't know, I just miss being on the field, swinging a flag. I can't say it. Like, it's just, I miss doing that.
Yeah.
I miss the uncomfortable shoes.
I still have mine. I have mine from, middle school still, and my high school ones still. I don't know what to do with them, but I have them still.
I mean, they're dance shoes, so you can practically do whatever you want with those. I miss the costumes being too hot for, one season and too thin for a cold season.
Yeah.
I miss the marching band parades. I miss the competitions. I miss coming home at 8 or 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
From marching band football things. I miss the home shows.
Yeah.
I miss walking in a line. I miss all of that. It's crazy. It's like...
Yeah, I've done it for half a year.
Now.
Yeah, that was half my life. I've done it for, since I was 12, and now I'm 18, so I've literally done it probably half my life. So just not having that makes me appreciate the seasons and the times that I did have.
Yeah. And I've done this for 4 years.
Yeah.
Since I was 14. So this is where I met majority of my high school friends.
Yes.
The whole reason why I joined Guard is because of making friends. Because really, I met everyone in the Guard before going into Guard.
Yes.
Most of my... I have friends outside of Guard, but, most of the people I met that I'm actually really good friends with were either in the marching band, in the color guard, and I'm still good with it. I still talk to some people who've already graduated.
Yeah. Okay, we basically have a minute, so we're just going to wrap this up and say that we do have Instagrams. My Instagram is Diana.630. Samara, your Instagram is, you can plug your Instagram.
At Citizen Samara.
Yeah.
Don't ask.
We also have a website. I'm pretty sure if you go on the Montco website and you click on the show Wired, it will take you to my website. I'm pretty sure the address is my email. I think it's dgsuarez63002.wix.com. I think. I'm pretty sure it is. But if I'm not right about that, you can literally click the link on the Montco page. Also, I post all of the things to my YouTube channel as well, which I'll plug, is Diana.630 as well, just to get more people. And so, yeah, you can check us out on that for more updates, and we will see you guys next week for another podcast show.
Yep.
Yep.